I'm back in Lakeside at Cajon Mountain on Wildcat Canyon Road, just outside the parking lot that leads up to the Cajon Mountain Trail. Today I'm going to do what I call the Cajon Mountain Grand Tour. I'm heading up the road from the trailhead. My first destination is the peak that's a little bit behind there, called Wiedenhoff Peak. About 1,000 feet up on Wiedenhoff Ranch Trail from El Capitan Trail. I'm at the high point of the trail, just opposite this little mound here. At this point, I'm gonna pathfind my way up to Wiedenhoff Peak, kind of go up this little gully and just kind of find where it's easy to go up. I'm on Wiedenhoff Peak. When I was here scouting a couple of weeks ago, I was up on this rock over here. So again, looking to the west, San Vicente Reservoir. And I gotta be careful where I'm walking. That's a long, hard drop. Ooh, yeah, we got Lake Jennings over here to the north, San Diego River Valley, El Capitan Reservoir, south arête of El Cajon Mountain there. Yeah, we've got the El Cajon Mountain Peak, Wiedenhoff Peak, and my next destination is Silverdome. I'm back on Wiedenhoff Ranch Trail. I got back to the trail a little bit further up Wiedenhoff Ranch Trail than where I went up to the peak. This is actually like an ideal spot to go up as well. And the trick on coming down is to keep your eye on this mound, because that's where you're heading. All right, on to Silverdome. A little bit up from the Wiedenhoff Ranch Trail is a little side trail here I like to take. And that'll loop around and come back out to the El Capitan Trail close to Silverdome. So one way up Silverdome is to go through the brush here. And you can see a lot of people have done this. And then you just hike up. It's not too bad, you just have to be careful not to slip on the moss. Well, I'm nearly to the top. I came up this way. The top is right up there, but once I get up there, I'm going to bushwhack to the other side of the mountain. Almost at the top. I thought I'd come down here a little bit, try to get a better look at the south side of the mountain. I made it up here on the west side of Silverdome. There's looking back at Cajon Peak. At this point, I'm just going to bushwhack my way to the east side of the peak. I found a peak register up here. I've been up here, I don't know, 4 or 5 times or so, and I've never seen this before. But that's a peak register. I guess I'm officially at the peak. I came up from over this way. It wasn't too bad. It seemed like someone made a trail. They like hacked a use trail. So it wasn't actually very bad to come up through this way. Yeah, so I'm gonna make my way over there next. I made my way over to this huge slab. Someone's been busy. I remember this cairn here before at the bottom, but I don't know, it's maybe been a couple of years since I've been up here. Someone put a nice stack of rocks there and made this wall. So off to the north is a Silverwood Wildlife Sanctuary, and there's Verona, in the distance there on Wildcat Canyon Road. Silverdome itself is part of the sanctuary. Oh, there's a glimpse of San Vicente Reservoir. I normally go back down the way I just came up, but today I'm going to go down this other way, which is how I came up the very first time I came up here. Okay, here's Wiedenhoff. That's my next destination. From that cairn, I made my way south. And over here, we can see the El Capitan Trail. And I see my old GPS track is basically coming up here and then going down that way. So I'm just gonna pick up my trail and follow it the way I came up. There's a bit more bushwhacking coming down this way than coming up from the way I did on the west face. I can see the trail down there, so that's where I'm heading. So I'll just continue going down this way. Yeah, this is definitely a more challenging path. I think I would not do this in the warmer months when rattlesnakes are out. Okay, so I just need to continue making my way down. I've got one more slab to go down, and I see the trail right there. I think there's like a use trail right over here. So I think I'm gonna, yeah, I'll just go down and make my way right over there. Hopefully find an easy way to the trail, because I remember coming up here a couple of years ago and I had to like bushwhack through all this. I'm off of Silverdome, having come down this way. I'll see where this leads me. I might have to fight through some brush. Well, I just had some bushwhacking here and I found what looks like a normal path back to the trail, which should be just right there. And I find a mylar balloon. It's amazing how many of these you find out in the wilderness. I'm back on the El Capitan Trail. This is the path I came down from Silverdome. More, I guess, on the south side or maybe the east side. So now I'm going to Wiedenhoff. The easy way to Wiedenhoff is just to continue down El Capitan Trail to the 3.5 mile marker. Here's another little side trail I like to take on the way up. The 3-mile marker is just ahead this way. At this point, I like to take this side trail. It gives a nicer view of Wiedenhoff. To get to Wiedenhoff Peak, at the 3.5-mile marker, I want to take the side trail to where it ends at the mines. This side trail is very short. It ends at 3 mine shafts, and they're plugged up there. I think. Yeah, they look plugged up. You can go in there a little bit, but I think it ends right there. From here, Wiedenhoff Peak is just directly that way at the highest point up there, so it's actually beyond that point. So what I've done in the past is I've started here, and there's like a little trail that used to be there, maybe going up this way, yeah. And then that cuts over, and then it goes up. 5 years ago when I first did this, there was a nice little use trail that led up there, but when I was here last year, that little use trail was long gone. So I'm just going to make my way up here, and probably a good amount of bushwhacking and going over boulders, and I think you have to repeat that another time or two to make it to the top. The mines are by that white chalky ground, and I have been following this path. It's very subtle, but it's better than just kind of crashing through the brush. It's leading on through here, and of course it's got to go up. I'll be darned. I think I was on that trail that I found like 5 years ago. So I come up through these rocks, just have to make my way up there. And I think the peak is not too far away from there. Yeah, I think the tricky part is over. I just need to kind of make my way here. I'm more on a plateau area now. I'm on Wiedenhoff Peak, and I found another peak register up here. I'm not sure I've seen that before. On top of this rock here. Oh boy, the wind here is cold today. I may have to go over there for a better view. It's Lake Jennings, San Diego River Valley. This is Cajon Mountain Summit, my next destination up there. It is a beautiful view up here. I'm gonna have to go over on this rock. I'm on this other rock. It is a much nicer view. Looking west, there's Silverdome, and then Pata Peak, and a nice view of San Vicente Reservoir and Verona. Lake Jennings, San Diego River Valley. My next destination is Cajon Mountain Summit. So to get there, I need to go back to the mines, get back on the trail, and follow the trail up to the top. I'm back at the mines. Yeah, finding that trail and following it up and back down really makes it a lot easier. But it is easy to miss. It's easy to get off of and stray off of, but if you can stay on it, it makes it really a lot easier. It's rugged terrain. I did lose one of my heavy gloves. I'm walking along and I see that my left hand is bare, and it's like, where's my glove? I searched for it, but I couldn't find it, so I have to buy another pair. Now it's a long slog up to Cajon Mountain Summit. Here's an old rusted out Jeep or truck or whatever that is. I assume that was used then for the mining operations. Still heading towards Cajon Mountain Summit. I am at the three-way split. To the right is an old shack. What it was used for, I don't really know. Straight ahead leads to the southern tip of the mountain. And to the left is the way to the Cajon Mountain Summit, which I'll go now. I'm on Cajon Mountain Peak. Well, that does it for tour of the peaks on the Grand Tour. The next thing I want to look at is at the southern tip of El Cajon Mountain. I want to go to the top of the South Arête and look down. The only question is how to get there. I've decided to go off trail to get to the plateau. I want to follow someone else's GPS track I downloaded, and I see they went this way. This is much more west than when I went off trail about a month ago, down over this way. So I'll see if this path is easier. The peak is directly north, and so far it's been pretty easy coming down here. Yeah, the vegetation isn't as heavy as it is further east, where it was like a month ago. So I'm just going to continue on this way. Yeah, this hasn't been too bad. The idea is from the Cajon Mountain Summit, you go cross country and you just stay at the high point. So you try not to wander down too low. So I believe that's a plateau right there. So I just need to kind of make my way further this way. That's a very clear view of the plateau. So I just need to get down there. There's a good amount of rock scrambling and bushwhacking at this point. Nothing that can't be done. Alright, so I just need to make my way down here, and pretty soon I'm going to intersect the track I was on like last month and then find my way down to the plateau. I came down from there. I'm back where I was a month ago, I guess. I'll just follow the same path down to the plateau. I'm back on the El Capitan Trail. Yeah, that was kind of involved. It's a lot of bushwhacking, boulder scrambling. Yeah, that's what you get when you go cross country here. All right, here I'm just going to head south to almost the tip of the mountain. I just realized that I lost my other hiking pole. Oh man, so I lost a heavy glove, my left glove, and I lost the hiking pole. So I'll just chalk it up to the cost of adventurism. The El Capitan Trail ends just right over here a little bit at this little this group of rocks. At this point, I'm going to head east off trail and make my way down to the South Arête. As you go down, you'll notice a use trail, so just pick that up and follow it. That is the South Arête of El Cajon Mountain. So people climb up and down. So basically you head, I don't know if I can see this, there's a power pole down in the distance, right down over here. Anyway, that's the beginning of it. And then from there, you just kind of, you climb up it, and you can get up to here and go to Cajon Mountain Summit if you want. And then you make your way back down. So it's an adventure in and of itself. I've done that a number of times, and I want to make a YouTube video of that too. So I've got a couple videos planned for that. And so the road in the distance is El Monte Road. That's where you park when you do this adventure. And we have El Capitan Reservoir in the distance there. All right, so that's what I wanted to see here. So there's one more tour. There's one more event on the Grand Tour, and for that, I've got to get back up to the three-way split. I'm back at the three-way split. Earlier, I went left to go up to El Cajon Mountain Summit. I just came back from the center split, which leads to the plateau and the South Arête. The last attraction on the Grand Tour is on the right split at the end of this little segment, which I'm heading to now. I'm at the end of that trail, and yes, that's a metal shack surrounded by a fence. It just doesn't get any more exciting than that. I don't know what this was used for. Maybe mining operations. I don't know, maybe there was an antenna tower here. It was used for that. There's a nice outcrop of rocks behind these boulders. That's kind of nice to rest on. I remember doing that a couple years ago. All right, that's the last of the attractions on the Grand Tour. I've got to get back to my car. It's about 5.5 miles away, a little bit more. I've got less than 2 hours of daylight, so I'm going to be on a flashlight by the end. Going up these uphill segments is always tough, especially this one.